You need any help?
With what?
You figured it out yet?
What's that?
Who's the best platform?
No, I think I can figure that one out on my own.
I heard that about you. You like to work alone.
Guess you guys are lucky and famous, huh?
No, you mean notorious. I'll see you later.
You can count on it.
They were abused children.
Well, Cloud Warriors, here it is. The battle you've all been waiting for. Which platform tier is better? The GeForce Now Priority tier or Boosteroid? This will mainly be a tech comparison of which platform runs games better. I'll run 3 different game benchmarks side by side for this test. The first game will be Cyberpunk 2077, then Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and finally, Far Cry New Dawn. Both these platforms have preset graphic settings for all the games they run on each respective platform, but for this test, we'll run the platform defaults, then crank everything to max with no DLSS to see the raw power of each platform. And for those Boosteroid members who don't have the updated hardware, I threw in the results of the P40 as well. Now for those who don't know about these platforms, GeForce Now and Boosteroid are the leading pick up and play, own it play it cloud gaming platforms on the market. This means you have to own the games to play them on these platforms. The tiers I'm comparing are also very similar in price. The GeForce Now Priority tier is $9.99 a month, while Boosteroid is €9.89 a month, which equates to about $10 and change USD. Both max out resolutions at 1080p at 60 FPS, support ray-tracing and DLSS, but not frame generation. Now who goes home with the top cloud plaque?
No. There's 2 O's in
Boosteroid.
Let's fire up those platform engines. Now for Cyberpunk, please note that GeForce Now has set the max frame rate to 45, and I turn that off, plus I adjust the resolution to 1080p. Let's see how the default settings run.
Con Spider Security lo harás hasta la mañana. Ahora que no chingadas te vengas.
Boosteroid needs to change their default settings for this game. They can do much better. Now let's max everything out without DLSS. A way more comparable frame rate. They almost match up perfectly. The GeForce Now Priority tier still takes the cake though. This was a good test. Now the old Boosteroid with the P40 had a higher frame rate, but remember, it didn't have DLSS or ray tracing possible. Now for Shadow of the Tomb Raider on default settings. It's close, but GeForce Now wins again. Note that Boosteroid didn't have DLSS on. I'll set everything to highest now and turn DLSS off for raw power. Now for time's sake, I'll save you the full benchmark. Yep, GeForce Now crushed Boosteroid. It was that almost 3080 tier hardware. Now the old Boosteroid P40 didn't fare so well either. With no DLSS, it only managed an average of 43 FPS. Last but not least, Far Cry New Dawn. This game was one of the only Ubisoft games both platforms have. Here's the default settings test. Once again, GeForce Now wins. Do I even need to run the maxed out settings test? Well, I'm curious, so here it goes. This actually wasn't too bad. Now remember that there was no DLSS on for either, but GeForce Now did have HD textures on too, and it still came on top. Now the old Boosteroid Grid P40 had settings on high on default, and it didn't come out too bad. It was playable. Overall, the GeForce Now Priority tier wins. Performance is superior in almost every aspect. Nvidia has different hardware configurations for the Priority tier on different games. We break them down here on our benchmark video. Check that out. Now Boosteroid keeps updating their hardware and it does an okay job keeping up with the frames, and they're doable, but I believe the real drawback to Boosteroid right now is the stream itself. They've upgraded their stream to 24 megabits per second, but lately I've only been getting a small percentage of that. Check out the image quality between the two platforms. Boosteroid is really going to need to increase the pipes so people get great quality streams, especially if they plan to do 4K soon. Let me know your thoughts on the performance of these two platforms in the comments below. Now if you like this comparison video for the GeForce Now Priority tier and Boosteroid, give us a like. Also, make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon in the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.